Why do most technocrats in public office live with their reputation smeared? Why do veteran journalists take up political appointments and find it hard to speak truth to power? What's responsible for some even speaking from both sides of the mouth? These and other issues form part of discussions at the 15th anniversary of the 2024 annual lecture of the National Association of Judiciary Correspondents, Lagos branch. It had the theme, Navigating the Delicate Balance between Politics, Law, Media Pressure, and Public Perception, the burden of the Nigerian technocrats in public office. Here are some of the highlights from that event.
As with previous years, our topic for this year's lecture was carefully selected. It aims to interrogate and suggest solutions to some of the many problems facing Nigerian society, particularly in the wake of the 2023 general election, which turned into a tribal and religious contestation instead of what it should have been, recruiting capable leaders.
With these words, the chairman of the National Association of Judiciary Correspondents, NAJUC, set the tone for an interesting conversation from senior lawyers, journalists, and students who are gathered here. The chairman of the event, George Etomi, noted that for democracy to thrive, the country needs a strong and vibrant media. He urged the journalists to continue to live up to the ethics of their profession.
You are to steer society in the right path through your reporting. You will keep government in check. You will keep large institutions in check. You will keep even the ordinary man in check. It is that fine balance that I know that distinguishes a good journalist from an effective journalist. And that's why I said you cannot run away from factually verifying if what you're about to report is going to achieve the aim of steering society in the right path. Because it's so easy to give in to sensationalism at the expense of what is good for society. And in that process, you may begin to lose your relevance.
NAJUC patron, senior advocate of Nigeria, Abiodun Olatunji, harped on patriotism and the need for everyone to play their part.
I observed that as a country, the level of patriotism is super low. You know, we have different issues all over the world in different countries, but you can hardly see an American coming out to run down America as a country. But every here and there on the social media, we see Nigerians running down the country, running down the government. It is we Nigerians that can prop up our country, that can put it on the right path. Foreigners will not come and do it for us.
The guest lecturer, senior advocate of Nigeria, Dr. Muiz Banire, examined the challenges and burden faced by a professional in politics and preferred some suggestions for leaving office with one's dignity intact.
I do know from my experience in government also that you find a situation where those legal constraints do exist, but your appointer says, disregard it, don't mind them, go ahead, do it the way you feel it's best to do that. But I always say, if you are a technocrat, please, I will admonish you to refrain from heeding to such suggestion, because at the end of the day, you will bear the burden or the consequence on your own. That time, your godfather, your appointer will not be there for you again. Ensure that your dealings are ethical. Yes, you must be ethical, you must be transparent, you must be accountable. Every action that you take, every omission, you must benchmark it against transparency and accountability, so that anytime they wake you up, you can say, oh, no problem, let's go.
Other discussants also contributed to the topics at hand.
The administration of criminal justice law in Lagos State has banned the public display of suspects. But you see turn on our televisions and you see journalists, judicial correspondents cover where police, EFCC, or whoever it is, display innocent Nigerians who are presumed to be innocent until otherwise proven guilty. And again, the request from the bar is that when the media houses are invited to come and cover such events, you decline and you let them know that the law forbids such things. What happens when you have gone ahead to splash a man's face all over the internet as a suspect, and at the end of the day, the court finds him innocent? Who would pay for the damage that man would have gone through for the entirety of his life?
I disagree with you entirely on the issue of parading criminals. If Vance was not paraded, you will not know him. He was living in the highbrow area, Magodo, kidnapping and being rich. So criminals, if he's free today, the same media will show him on TV that he had been freed by the court and we'll hear the news. There's nothing wrong in parading criminals. That's the point I'm making about laws. Laws are made to protect criminals and we will not be part of it. So the media is doing well. I'm only challenging them to do more. Expose corruption. If they sue you, some of us will stand to defend you free of charge. That's what Ghana for me was doing.
I believe, with all due respect to the president, he has not shown the pedigree of what we used to know him for. When the president was the leader of the opposition, every day in Nigeria, all we had was true federalism, resource control, and indeed, sovereign national conference. We cannot allow the president to sleep in Aso Rock and be deemed by the luxury of office. He should show the path to true federalism. That's what we knew President Tinubu for, agitating for true federalism. He can't get there and go to sleep. So I'm challenging all our colleagues in the media that we fight the battle of our people for freedom, for a life of comfort, because there are resources in Nigeria. And if it's properly harnessed, there's no need for anybody to suffer.
Award and plaques were also handed out to deserving personalities at the event.